Today I'm joined once again by Brynlee Hassan, the CPCA radio voice, and she is here today to give us a little bit of a wrap-up on the CPCA season, which just finished up this weekend with the finals here in Lloydminster. And so thank you so much for joining me today, Brynlee, as well as throughout the whole season.
Thank you for having me on again.
All right, Brynlee, so a fantastic finish to the season here in Lloydminster at Halstead Downs. Logan Gorsta ends up getting the win there, as well as the High Point champion for the season. Just talk to me about how excellent he was, not only at the finals here, but just throughout the whole season, as he had a historic lead going into the finals here and gets the win as well.
Yeah, I mean, nobody was really going to be able to move him from that #1 spot going into the finals. Just based off of our point system, you can only gain about 20 or 22 points on a guy per day, and he was already in the hundreds ahead of the rest of the competition, so he was pretty secure in that space. And just, yeah, a phenomenal season for him. He won so many shows, he won dashes. It was, you know, he really did dominate the season, so for him to be the High Point driver, it wasn't really a shock. And then going into that dash for cash, he got the one barrel, and it kind of felt like as soon as you saw that one barrel, it was like, oh, he's going to be hooking the good ones, and there's a pretty good chance he's going to take it, which is exactly what he did.
And so Logan Pethick is on one of the outriders for Logan, as well as he ends up being the outrider champion. Just talk to me about how those two outriders really helped out Logan in that final dash for cash to get the big win.
Yeah, so looking at Logan's outriders, it's the #1 and 2 guys in the outriding pen. So Logan's the best, and he's got the best riding for him as well. He's got Logan Pethick and Wyatt Dick on his leads and Stove. And Logan Pethick actually walked away having a really good Lloyd finals. He walked away with the Triple Crown, so he won the show aggregate with Ryan Baptiste. He was the High Point driver's outrider with Logan. He won the High Point outrider himself, and then the dash for cash. So that was definitely a good one for him.
Well, fantastic to hear that for Logan Pethick. And you mentioned Ryan Baptiste being the show winner. Just a little bit about him and how he has a great finish to the season, as he did have a little bit of struggles throughout the majority of the CPCA season this year.
Yeah, Ryan really did kind of have a bit of an up and down year. It was really close for him at a couple shows back in Wainwright. He was battling it out with Logan Gorst and just couldn't quite catch him. It was 600ths of a second, so that would have been a tough loss. And then even last weekend in Little Pine, he was so close. He put in the run he really needed on Sunday, and he had 2 late outriders, which ended up costing him the show. So he's really struggled a little bit this season just with some inconsistency, but we know he's a good driver, and it was a growing pains kind of year, which is necessary if you want to find more success. And he finally got to really finish the season on that high note.
And so finally, Brynlee, this is your first year being as the CPCA radio announcer. Just looking back at the season as a whole, what were some of those highlights, especially throughout the whole season, and just for your first time being the voice here for the CPCA?
I mean, I absolutely loved it. Being on the radio I feel like I found something that's kind of my own, and I really, really like it. The season was so good. I found that this year the running was just better. The outriding pen stepped up, the horses were better, everybody seemed just a little more on their A game, and that was really nice to see everyone taking it to a better level. And yeah, it was just, there was lots of highlights. Colby Stanley getting kind of his breakout year was one of them for sure. I'm back in his barn lots, and yeah, he took it from being 25th in the standings a couple years ago to being 4th. So that was really cool to see him find some success like that.
Well, once again, thank you so much for all the time you've given us this year, Brynlee, and we look forward to hearing you once again when the CPCA season starts up next year. It's going to be fantastic, and we will have more CPCA coverage coming up next year, next summer.